Hello and a very good morning to you from Tialada in Spain and Javier in Spain. I think you are
Hi,
Javier, aren't you?
good morning, everybody.
Good morning. This is a Wednesday, a spiritual astrology show. This is a Wednesday spiritual astrology show with yourself, your host, Phil Griggs, and my great friend, Guillermo. Now, for those of you who've never been in the show before, just to let you know what this is all about, this is a show which integrates spirituality, astrology, numerology, the tarot, conversation, your stories, the things you want to talk about, the questions you put up here. We relate to those here. We've already got several people who want little mini readings already, and well, we're looking forward to this. So here we are. This is Wednesday in Spain. It's on the 29th of April. And welcome to the show. Lovely, 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 lovely to see you, lovely people here. Now, what's interesting here is I noticed some of you people here. We've already got within seconds here. We're almost going to double figures on you guys joining us online. And but what I'd like, oh bless you, Katrina's come all the way over from Canada. She said, "I set my alarm to make sure I made it." Bless your cotton socks. Bless your cotton socks. So that's lovely. And she says, "The sun is now shining with us and my power walk, and I'm up and ready to go." My goodness. So
It's like 5 o'clock there, isn't it?
yes, well, yes, I thought it was anyway, whatever the time is over there, so the sun must be just coming up. So lovely, fantastic, lovely to you, lovely people to join us this morning. And yes, we've got Claire, we've got Maria, we've got loads of lovely people online here this morning. So good morning. Just to let you know, the time over here now is 1 minute past 11 in Spain. It's 1 minute past 10 in the UK. In Tialada, Spain, just to let you know, it is 16 degrees and it's going to go up to 18 degrees today. But so I gather, talking to my good friend here, I'm in Milton Keynes, England, hun. Where's the connection there to do with America? Okay, we're in Milton Keynes. That's fantastic. Okay. Anyway, so we are here live for the hour for you. We're going to have a lovely little chat about astrology, spirituality, and we're going to have a good little chat here. So lovely to see so many of you people here coming online. And I want to say a big thank you to Pia Lee, who just joined us this morning, because she started off a little bit of a craze here. What she's now doing, she's taking photographs of the different shows and putting up on the Facebook page. But she uploads it onto a TV, so it looks like we are on a TV channel rather than just a Facebook channel. So it's absolutely fantastic. So thank you very much. And okay, so I would just like to ask my good friend G how she is. G, how are you?
Good, I'm good. I'm just enjoying like the fresh morning air we have now. It's a beautiful sunny day. I have a gorgeous terrace, and so I'm lucky I can enjoy it. And I just went out for bread and I took my scooter and it was like, oh my God, it was bliss.
Fantastic, fantastic. I didn't know your scooter made bread, but that's amazing. Anyway, so anyway, good morning to you all. Good morning to you all. To those of you in Spain this morning, and to all of those people in the UK, and to all of you lovely people here who are in different countries around the world. Let's give you a little. Oh, I know. A little triangle. How's that? How exciting. Riveting stuff here. Okay, so lovely to see so many people coming on. That's absolutely fabulous. So just to introduce you to the show, what it's all about. This is a spiritual astrology show, which myself and G, we work to help you guys here, give you information, the vibe as it is going on at the moment. As much as we have, not blaming anybody, definitely don't blame anybody for that. As much as we have the media telling us different things, sometimes the information is very clouded, or what does all this mean? No one's giving us facts or anything like this. So we like to give the input here from a spiritual and an astrological perspective. And if any of you know anything about astrology, I would say here, and I don't think I'm biased, Buzz talk. It's probably the closest thing we're going to get to fact that there is. Probably the closest thing. And when we react to it and not run our lives by it, but when we listen to what the cosmos is trying to say to us and the universe trying to say to us here, we can respond and actually see the trends, the energies, the moving patterns. What would you say here, G?
Yes, totally. Like if you really get into astrology and you start really connecting with the information that it gives us, I'd like to add here that it's not that the planets cause anything to us. That's not a cause-effect type of relationship.
No.
It's a pattern relationship. It's everything in the universe is interrelated, and for our little mind, it's very difficult to see even what our own circumstances in a wider point of view. But if you go out and see the parallel reality, Hermes said, whatever as above is below. So it's just like patterns that are fractal, and thus they are related between each other. So it's easier for us to see the patterns in the stars to understand the patterns of what's going on down here. Mm-hmm. And the reality from that is that this is a huge year of shift of consciousness from patriarchal values, which we've been holding for 5,000 years. And now we're going into new network world values, new Aquarian era values, which are totally different.
They are, aren't they?
It's fascinating. It's scary because it means everything you thought the world was made up of is not real. So the way you perceive life is what has to change. And if you don't do the change of perception, then the life around you will have to come down for your perception to change. So It's all about changing your point of view, your perception. Start seeing things from the consciousness point of view and not from ego's point of view.
And I think a big thing there as well, I think it's a very, very valid point you make, is that people are actually saying at the moment they're changing their lives so much and they are now listening to themselves and responding to the universe around them. I think that's a colossal thing. It's a huge thing. Hugely that people are experiencing right now and how we are moving in on those shifts. And I think it's me myself here, 2 months ago, I'd never have thought of doing something like this. Well, actually, I like the idea of it, but it's interesting. When you need to do something, and some of the people out there, you'll probably agree with me somewhere, is that when you need to do something, you know it's important. Somewhere along the line here, you're going to bump into the people who are going to help you to do it or give you the insight or whatever it is. So I met a fabulous lady called Mila Z, and she's does social networking media, and she helped me to get this going. And also with support of my producer and wife, she's out there running around. In fact, I'll just see what she's up to this morning, see where she is. And oh yes, because the information coming through, she's gone that way this morning. God dear. Good. And I can hear as well all the here come the messages coming in. Thank you very much, everybody. Right, isn't this creating a sense of little bit of suspense there. Oh dear. Anyway, so
Phil, like you were saying, no, you suddenly you wouldn't imagine that you were going to be doing this 2 months ago.
No.
And me too. And like it's suddenly lockdown starts, and suddenly I start doing things differently, and I just start shifting in a very natural way. I did it, and same has happened with many people I know. Just naturally shifting and doing things in a different way. And basically, what if those of us who were able to do that, it's because we're listening to our heart.
Yes.
Because we're not conditioned, we're not in that fear mode, and we're not conditioned by previous ways of doing things. And then you just go, oh, I want to do this. And that's the way to go. And that is, if I can put it in a nutshell, what we have to learn to do now is get back to you, connect to your heart, and whatever you do, it has to come from a place of pleasure, it has to come from your heart.
Yes.
It has to come from, what do I want to do now? What do I love to do? I'm going to do that. And right now, what I'm seeing is that there's people that are either polarized and like, yeah, this is so cool. I'm loving this time. I'm really connecting myself. I'm really connecting with my heart and what I want to do. And I'm doing that, getting it done. And as you were saying, that's suddenly making the people that are going to help me do it come up. And we're going to co-create a new future just by attracting the people that we need, because we are connected from our heart. But then there's the other side of people who are still in the fear mentality, still very much locked down in their ego and locked in the past and expecting for things to go back to normal. And they're having a bad time.
Yes.
And they're going to have an even worse time if they don't realize that the way to the future, like the past, is not going to come back at all. So the only thing they can do is get back to their heart, feel themselves, how do you get back to your heart? Basically just listening to yourself, to your body, to what you like and what you want. And there's a very simple way. Just choose small things that you like all the time.
Yes.
So do I want my yellow mug today, or do I want my brown mug? Not just discard it and go, I don't care, just whatever. No. Do I want this or do I want that? In articles, food, clothes, things for your house, what you want to do, every single little thing, just choose the tiny things. And when you get to the habit of choosing those tiny things that make you feel good, you start connecting to your heart.
Yes.
And your inner baby becomes calmer. So your ego quiets down. So you start connecting with yourself. And then it's very easy. You don't need to set any limits or anything. It's very easy to choose what you want and always go back to you. So that's the key.
I think the key is a poignant word, and I think as much as we're hearing word like social distancing and lockdown, things like this, I think that if we looked for our word here, I think it would be the key. I like that.
Oh, I don't know if you can see it, but the time is
11:11. Whoa, 11:11. Guys, anything about numerology here, and we're talking about the key. Now, that's interesting here, because I think that's what we're going to reference to now a lot, is the key.
And this is how life works. This is not like, ooh, weird stuff, or it's not, yeah, right, just a coincidence. No, it's like this all the time. You say back to the heart, key, bluff. A number, something in around you says, yep, that's the thing.
That's right.
Having these confirmations all the time, it's really amazing. And when you really start getting into the magic of how things are flowing, slowly you'll stop believing in the way patriarchy and patriarchal mentality worked, and you'll start believing that things are different and we can create our reality individually, or co-create, but from an individual sense of what I desire, what I want.
Yes.
And it's possible, and it happens.
Yes.
And just look at your day-to-day. You're like, if you're stuck one day and you say, oh my God, this is just really awful, and then suddenly all you're going to see is bad news, and everything's going to, your refrigerator breaks down or whatever. But if you start thinking, oh wow, this is so cool. Oh, I want to know more about this. I wonder where I can find it. And then suddenly you open Facebook and there's an advert of exactly what you wanted. And you're just thinking about it. Some people have this conspiranoic idea that, oh, that's because they're listening into you. And, well, maybe it might be true, but it's not always true. Just observe it, because I like to observe all the tiny little things. And quite often it's just the thought I have, and then it appears. So
now that's fascinating. That's fascinating, because one of the things we've been doing a great deal, and this has helped us immensely, and also talking to people how it's helped them immensely, is when you do start listening to those little bits, that you suddenly realise, my God, what have I been ignoring? Because you've been focusing on everything else. Like, for instance, I'm not saying I'm not going on about the media or anything like this, but just about the media. But we get so set in ways because we're told things. We're told things. What we haven't done is listen to ourselves. And now this shift is asking us to come away from that lovely word of the patriarchy and move away into this connectivity of ourselves, listening to our hearts. Listen to our hearts here. It is all about the heart now, and about connecting with, whether you're male or female, doesn't matter, connecting with that feminicity, which is the heart, to enhance, to build a happier well-being in your life with whatever it is. And it's interesting here as well, talking yesterday, one of the ladies, Jay, I think she's on the show this morning, and she was actually saying yesterday to me in a conversation, she said, I'm having to let go of so much. And I said, okay, and how does that feel? She said, she stopped and she went, oh, it's good. I said, great, good. She said, yes, but I'm not used to that. I know, but how does it feel? Yes, it's good. Well, there you go. That's nice, isn't it? Yes. Okay. Oh,
Yes, Liz Hoare is saying that if anybody
Yes.
has trouble connecting to your heart, think of a puppy. That's a good idea, Liz. Also, basically, what we want to do, so the heart is our creative center also. So imagine it's like an internal sun, and everything has to radiate and has to be attracted magnetically from the heart. So imagine if you're a sun, if your heart is a sun, and you want to do something, you want to attract the planets you need to be able to create that little galaxy that you want to create.
Beautiful.
Right? So that's the idea. So how can we activate the sun? As I said before, choose small things that you like, connect with desire. And by desire, I don't mean like, I want a house, I want a car, I want that man. No. Desire is, what is it that I really want in life? Because we think, oh yeah, I want a car because I want to be free. And you're like, yeah, but you're not free because you have a car. You're not free because you have, you can buy what you want. If you do that, you're probably going to be trapped in your mind. So when are you really free? So desire is about really connecting with your body and identifying the vibrations of the different emotional energies and saying, oh, this is the one I like. And then you can find out that if I like to feel, for example, my essential vibration, my essence is joy. So what do I need to feel joy? Right now, not in 10 years time, like right now. Maybe I feel like I want to connect with people. Okay, here I am connecting. Or I feel maybe, I don't know, I'm going to just walk out to my terrace and I'm connected to joy. So that's what we want to try and do. And another thing that really helps is being creative.
Mm-hmm.
So anything you do creative, it doesn't matter if you're good or bad, anything could be music, painting, pictures, whatever it is. It can connect you to that creative space inside you where you just want to express more and more of yourself. Okay, so I want to differentiate, even though I loved Liz's contribution, I want to differentiate a bit of what we associate love and heart with, and what it means from this perspective that I'm talking about. It's the kind of love I'm talking about is a creative energy that comes out from inside you and that you can't help but share it to the world. That's the love I'm talking about. The other love is, oh, I need to hold a puppy, which is good, but that's healing love. So that's a love based on lack, because all mothers are bad mothers. It's not a bad thing. It's just the result of unresolved traumas from the past. Everybody has it, so everybody has lacks. So if we have lacks, we need to first nurture ourselves, cuddle ourselves, give ourselves what we love, what we desire, to be able to come back to ourselves. And then from there, ignite the sun, our inner sun, which is the heart. And from there, give to the world, starting from creating things with creativity.
Absolutely immense. I love having you on this show. It's always a joy, always a pleasure to share it with you. And just Miriam Puyali says that laughing and joy, that makes her happy. And I think it's lovely. I mean, it's something that makes you feel great. It's, if you were to just stand on a beach or stand on top of the mountain there and just be you, what was it that would make you just feel happy about being you?
Yes, but Phil, be careful with how you phrase words. Very, very important to phrase words correctly, especially these nowadays and the future coming. So it's not picture yourself in a mountain and what do you need to feel you. It's picture yourself on the mountain.
It's in there.
And then
What's in there?
Feel what you feel there at the mountain, and then picture yourself somewhere else and feel what you feel there, and picture yourself somewhere else, and then you go, okay, so how come you can feel yourself the same way in all those different places? It's because it's you. It's not the place. It's not the thing. It's not anything external you need. It's you remembering who you are. And that feeling of elation, joy, peace, bubbliness, or whatever it is specific to you, that is when you feel like, this is me.
That's right. I totally agree. I totally agree.
But what we want to do now is connect with that essence, because we want to create a world from our essence.
And I think that is a world from our essence. That's a beautiful thing. Well, let's actually explain this from a mountaintop or being on a beach somewhere, is because of those places, there's nothing there with you. It's just you. What is it about you that's going to make you happy? How is this down here bringing up all this? What is this old stuff you want to let go of? for you to move into a place of mind of being where it helps you. It builds that life of love for yourself, because then you're resonating with your life. And I think this is the big shift we're coming into now, is how we're going to feel this love. We're not going back to the hippie times of the 60s. And no, I don't mind doing that. That'd be fun. I wasn't alive for much of it. But I think enjoying and embracing that feeling of ourselves and being in our own energy and power is lovely.
Yeah. And as you were saying, all the old emotions that have to come out, they have to come out. Like I always say, in comes the light, out comes the crap. Yeah. That's how it works.
Yes.
So if you start connecting to yourself, then that light that is coming in to connecting with you, and you're connecting with your higher self, what it's going to do is going to stimulate the old patterns, and it's going to feel like old emotions coming up, but it's going to be like really obvious, even though nothing important is happening around you. So you're going to really feel the old emotions, and you just have to go observe and say, oh, cool. Because I've connected to myself, old emotions are coming out, and okay, I can let them go. I feel them, I accept them, and I can let them go because it's not of interest to me anymore. I already know about that. So you let go of the old, but before acknowledging that it's there and feeling it, and then you go back to you. Do something simple that makes you go back to you.
I think one of the things that's also coming out at this particular time, and people are actually acknowledging and facing here, is whatever power people felt that other people had over them, this is something people are letting go of and finding the way to do it. This is part of this experience this year, whether it's an institution, whether it's a person, whether it's a way of life, whatever it is. I think people are now finding that way to let go and just break down those old ties.
Exactly. But basically, patriarchy is like, imagine, the collective consciousness. You can imagine it as like the Earth's atmosphere. Imagine they were clouds. So the clouds of collective consciousness is what patriarchy is. It's like mind thought forms that we are attached to emotionally. They are our old uncompleted emotions, everything that we haven't really felt. So every time we ignore an emotion and don't want to accept it, don't want to feel it or reject it, we are keeping tapped in to that collective grid, that collective thought form, which is patriarchy. So what we want to do is we want to feel the emotions, we want to let go, then we can let go of this, then we can connect to our higher self and see life from the perspective of our consciousness individually without being connected to the patriarchal mindset. This isn't good or bad, it's just part of evolution. It's just old. And whenever anything is old, you see it in astrology with the south node. Anything old sucks your energy down. It's like a sinkhole that it just sucks your energy. So you're going to feel very low energy if you connect to anything that is low. You're going to feel that you're getting sucked. Your immune system will get depleted. Your energy will come down. So what we want to do is just let go of this old thought form, which isn't really, bringing us anything new or anything that we can experience new.
That's very interesting, and a lot of people don't. A lot of people will understand about the planets, but they won't necessarily understand about the nodes. But basically, it's about the moon's path, and you have a north node and a south node, which is on axes in your chart. And the north node, and the nodes here, especially here, is, and I would understand this, is that it depends where it is what it is you've got to let go of, learn to let go of, whether it's something to do with family, whether it's something to do with a relationship with yourself, whatever it is. But knowing where that is in your chart is a big key itself. Here. Yes. We'll be working on these little things here, but I think what's interesting here is this show is about discovering the key. That's a lovely term. We at 11:11 we discovered the key. So I think it's a great way of doing it here. Yeah. Sorry?
Which is the heart.
Which is the heart. The key is the heart. Absolutely. So how are we doing? Well, it's come up to 11:24 here in Spain, 10:24 in the UK. We are having a wonderful time. It's lovely to see so many people online here. We've got, we're talking about the heart. We've got 12 thumbs up, 29 hearts, and 8 laughs. So this is wonderful. And Sarah Katrina says, this is so helpful. Thank you very much. Well, that's lovely. So lovely to have you on the show. And I don't think it's too far away now before I think we ought to call the troops in and let's start with some readings and chatting away with people here. And even if you don't get a reading this morning, but always listen to what's going on around all the readings here, because we're really wanting to. We're not we are the learners. We're not the masters of this here, but we're tuning into this and just helping you guys along the way. So let's have a little look here. Okay, if you would like a reading of any kind, please, of any kind, and just send in your date of birth. Your date of birth here. Your date of birth for me, I need is for numerology, and the date of birth for Guillermo is for your astrology. Astrology here. So we need those two bits of information now. We've already got some of your request details before the show started, so that's absolutely wonderful. So if you would like a reading, and to make sure you get a reading on a particular show, because of one of 3 shows, then do pass this information in before the show starts. That way I can pass the information over to Guillermo and she can get the information there. But if we can get more of you guys in, do this, then that'd be absolutely fabulous. But
and I might add that of course we're getting more and more popular every day. So more and more people are sending their details. So we're going to soon have to put some kind of limit on the amount of questions that we can
yes.
we can answer, basically.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So we do our very best here to get around you guys as much as possible. We do like to chat and have a little gossip for a good half the show, because I think there's a lot to talk about. And I know in the next show, as we go more into May, a lot of energy changes coming up into May, and we're sure we want to discuss all that. Anyway, so. Okay, shall we pop on to a very nice lady here called Karen Canavan, beg your pardon, Karen Canavan. Hello, good morning. Good morning, Karen. And you've actually got here, so let's give you a little hoot, Karen. Yes, good morning to you. Good morning. If you're falling asleep, that won't
J. Jill says she bought the book Astrology for the Soul. Not sure how the North Node works. All you have to do is look on Google and look for calculate North Node, put your birth date, and see what comes up. Because normally there's a lot of automatic calculators. And if you can't do that, if you don't find a place to do it, just get back and we'll figure out something for you.
Yeah, brilliant. Yes, but a lot of them have found books on this. And the book you said last week, which I think people find it very interesting. Brilliant. Okie dokie. Right, okay, Karen Canavan. She went for the colour purple. She was born on the 3rd of the 10th, 1975. And the question, will I have the courage to do what I have to do this year? Okay, so I need to, on the numbers on this, just to do the numbers, first of all, I'm going to do the tarot spread on this and see what comes up here. Then I'll come back to the numbers in a second. But let's have a little look here. So, good morning, everybody. I hope you're all okay out there. There you go. So Guillermo's giving you this information already. There you go. Good. In fact, I'll just stick that up there. There we go. Right. Okay. Will you have the courage? To do what you want to do this year? See, the thing is with colour purple, I love colour therapy. And if you've gone for colour purple, this is intensity. This is passion, and it's about trusting yourself with this passion to go and do it. So if you do this here, it's about feeling right down here. It's got to feel right down here. If it feels right down there is what you want, then great. This is something you could do just by that colour alone. And I also feel here it's about, sometimes we've got to see ourselves as not different to everybody else, but we've got to see ourselves as ourselves. Because I think this is a step forward for you as well. And I think if you were to enhance that energy there of the purple, that would be strong there. But purple's a very intense, know where we're going, very deep feeling here. It's a purpose. Often when we do colour therapy, purple comes up as a karmic colour. Look, something's about to change there. I can see Guillermo looking intense there. Look at this thing. Oh my goodness, what else are we going to say here? Right, okay, let's have a quick look at this. I've got 3 piles of cards. I'm going to go for the middle for you, Karen. And let's have a look. So going this year, we'll have the courage to do what I want to do this year. Okay, the interesting thing here is, as we've been saying, is about feeling it inside. If we feel it inside, you'll do it. You'll do it here. And it's about what purpose is this with? What does this relate to other people? Because there has to be an alignment here somewhere. Has to be a balance, because I'm picking up with the cards here, and I'm picking up this energy that is great at providing other people in your life, if that's a purpose here, have to be on the same frequency as you, and then you've got something there. But it's good. It's good. I also think here is, don't think negative, think positive. Don't think of the things going to go wrong. Think the things going to go right.
It's not that easy for her.
No, I don't think it is.
It's not that easy for her. So
let's go together. Right.
Yeah, Karen. So Karen basically doesn't have any earth. Only the moon is in earth.
Okay.
The thing is, your Lilith is in Pisces. So what does it mean not to have earth? That you don't have somewhere to ground yourself. So if you can't ground yourself, fear overwhelms you. And with that, Lilith in Pisces, very much attuned to everything, basically, all type of collective emotions. And Lilith in Pisces is bringing down a collective dream. Your psyche is in connection to a vision of something future, and you're supposed to bring that down for others. But to be able to do that, you have to ground yourself and clarify yourself. So it's basically, so you stop controlling, you stop trying to, because this Lilith can make you very controlling because you're sensing so much. But then what you do is that you don't allow whatever has to come in, go through you, and it activates fears. So there's a lot of fear activation in this chart. Also, it's a Pluto Sun exact conjunction, both at 9 degrees in Libra. So it's about all these emotions you have in your body. If you reinterpret this, where's your Mercury? Let me see. Okay, it's in Libra too. With Chiron, Jupiter, yeah, with Chiron you can do it. So if you reinterpret what you're feeling in your body as not something horrible that might happen to you, and there's fear, and all these are memories from the past, not your past, your ancestors' past. So you're feeling like, I don't know, like a bomb that might shatter somebody. Somebody might have heard one, and it's like, and anything in your life can trigger that in you. So that's going to overwhelm you. So, and that's why you need to control everything to think you feel secure. But that's not what you have to do. Just let go of those old memories. Just intending it or writing it. Just write it, and let it go, let it go, let it go, and let yourself bring that new information in, so you can go forward and bring what you have to bring. But it's a lot about understanding or reinterpreting body sensations, and instead of thinking that is fear, it's understanding it's new coming in. So then if I don't contract my body, but I actually open it, anything that can open your body, like Tai Chi, Qigong and stuff like that, is very good. Chinese acupuncture and stuff. If you open your body with those sensations, instead of closing it in, then you can actually let the inspiration come through you. And always in action, so that inspiration can flow. And of course, creativity, music, all this stuff helps all that energy and that information flow, and just let it happen.
Fabulous. Brilliant. What I'd like to add to that is coming up your numbers as well in numerology. And it's what's interesting here is about wanting to have this power, for yourself, but sometimes scared of it, and to take that power. It's almost like, say, for instance, you've been in a very trapped place for a long time, and then suddenly you've got a door which can lead you up into a very open place. Sometimes the openness can be quite scary, but yet that's what you want. But to step into it, it's just gently knowing here, I am transitioning, I am moving forwards, I am changing. And do we deserve it? Of course we do. We deserve this change. If you want to enhance this, change that thinking there. And I think it's lovely the way you explain that there. And I think it's fabulous. And you've got your numerology is a 178. And your 1 is about is your personality number. And the 1 is like, I need to take my power. Here to go forwards and to achieve. Your 7, that's the interesting part here, because that does go back to the ancestry. That does go back to past feelings, and where am I going backward? Where I'm going backwards here. We're listening too much to there was way back there, rather than focusing on going forward and say, yes, here is the open, here is the light, here is the better times. So if you want to go ahead and do it, being mindful here is this is a journey. It's not, and it's something which we use to change the energy of fear that we're talking about with the key to enhance love.
Heart and creativity.
Heart and creativity. And your final number there, the 8. The 8 is about finding and discovering your own power. Once you've got it, it's beautiful. It's lovely. Yeah.
It's a Pluto sun.
Yes.
Pluto's.
Beautiful. Okay, lovely. Karen, I hope that's helped you out there, and lovely talking to you this morning. And let's have a little look here. Okay, yeah, so here's one thing you may enjoy here is Jay does Tai Chi and Qigong online, and Karen says, thank you, makes sense to me. Fabulous. If we made sense to you, that's absolutely terrific. Okay, the next one we got here is a very nice lady called Claire Meekins. Claire Meekins, she writes in, and she was born on the 19th of the 2nd in 1980. Spring chicken. Spring chicken. So young, these people today. And she's gone for colour pink. Colour pink. Well, when life become more settled, the past few years have been unsettled in terms of health and happiness. Okay, well, what's interesting here is first of all, I just want to say, even just by doing your numbers and just by doing this here, I know I say this to everybody, but I just want to say this to you, Claire, that I get a lovely feeling from you. Lovely feeling. It's almost like a big bear hug sort of thing here. So I'd just like to say that I think sometimes we could do with that. Could we all do with that? You're a 213 in numerology. We'll come back to the numerology side in just a moment. But to work this colour pink, pink is about protection. It's also about love. So what are we protecting and what are we loving? What are we loving here? Where do we need security? What is this security here? Is it security or something you're used to holding on to? So say, for instance, it's like the frog holding on to the alligator's tooth. But I'm used to doing this. I'm used to doing this. Why would I let go? Let go here. But well, hang on a minute. But that's an alligator you're holding on to. What is it?
It's the frog, like in the you know how you put it in the water,
yes,
and then you warm the water and it boils in there because it just didn't realize the difference.
Yes, yes.
Sorry.
Don't go into boiled water, because A, is not good for you, and B, you're not a frog. Anyway, so let's have a look at the tarot cards here first of all. So let's have a look, Claire.
Yeah, while you do the cards, I can say something to Claire.
Yeah.
Claire. Oh, Claire.
Oh, Claire. Oh, Claire.
Okay, Claire is a sun in Aquarius, but her south node is in Aquarius. We were talking about before the south node, and the north node is in Leo. So Leo is about being you, being more the center of attention, doing whatever you want, playing like a child. Whereas Aquarius is more like, whatever everybody wants is fine, and you have that acquiescence thing about you that whatever is. I'll conform what everybody else wants according to everybody else's values, and that's not going to work for you. Sorry, kid, but if you don't let go of that codependent and subservient way of relating to life, it's going to get worse. Your big shift comes next year because you're in Aquarius, so for you it's 2021, the big year. And either you realize that and you start letting go of anything that doesn't feel right to you, and of course connect to what feels right to you, or it's going to get worse. So life wants to show you, be you.
Yes, and I think so. It's about letting go of the alligator's tooth because it doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve you. It's something you've been holding on to for a long time. And I remember this. It's a picture used to use in helping people who are unemployed to let go of the past to move on to the future. It was this lovely picture, this frog holding on to this alligator's tooth, and the statement says, "It's amazing the things we hold on to." And so we don't. It's about how would that feel, Claire? To just think here, okay, you want to be healthy, happy, love going forwards here. How would it feel to embrace your ownness rather than keeping everyone else happy and going in that direction? How would that feel? Right, now it's interesting here because you're a 213 numerology, and a 2 here, which your personality number says, but I want to be with people. Well, nothing stops you from being with people. It's about the balance we need here. The balance here. And which balance are you going to put as a stronger? Because you're a 213. And the one part, which is your heart number, says here, well, actually, probably you're quite right. You do need to have be in your own power there. But this personality number says, yes, but what about other people? We've got to think about them. We've got to do this. And it's saying, well, actually, those people probably look after themselves. They're probably quite all right. And actually, if you looked after yourself, you'll go, this doesn't feel so bad. But it's taking that power back, letting go of the alligator. I'm not trying to say that all people around you are alligators. It's just the metaphor of this. Okay.
Yeah.
The three.
And Claire, you know Marie Kondo, the KondoMari method? It's this Japanese woman who's really really famous now because she wrote this book, YouTube channel, or she's got like a TV channel and everything. And it's about putting order into things, and it's about letting go of anything that does not spark joy. So it's like Marie Kondo, North Node, spark joy, North Node in Leo, Sun in Aquarius, let go, learn to let go. Mm-hmm. So do a big, huge house cleanup and just do it like a meditation, and like everything you have, just meditate with it. I mean, everything. Just go, do I want it? Do I not want it? Do I want it? Do I not want it? And whatever you don't want, you thank it and you let it go. And whatever sparks joy, you keep it and you display it. Okay, so Marie Kondo for you.
Okay, right. There's a quick look at the tarot cards on this as well for you there, Claire. And, well, what's interesting here is what do you notice in your life at the moment that doesn't work? That's a tough one, and I can understand that's a tough one there. But what would it be? How would it be if you were to just let go of the past, but also let go of what doesn't work at the moment? Because this is interesting. Because if you were to, I mean, you've got a very strong card here, which says you are likely to go and move on. You've got the Chariot card here. The Chariot is all about movement, change. You can do this, but it's more about, well, actually, I need to self focusing on everything else. I think that a lot of noise. That's like a plane going over. Okay, right. Let's have a little look here. Okay, so Thaler. She wanted to ask a question here. She says, Thaler was born on the 28th of the 2nd in 1970, and her colour is purple. Another purple. Purples and pinks are all in a family in some respects. There are similarities in some respects here. And 22nd, 1970, question, will I get on the path to fulfill my life's purpose? This is interesting. Well, first of all, let's go and have a quick look here at the tarot cards here to see what they're going. Will you get your life purpose this year? And how this comes across, how this works here. Now, Theda, one of the things I'm picking up here straight away as I'm picking up with the energy around us is what thought process is it that you've got to go through at the moment to activate this? What thought process is needed for you to reach to say, right, when you're there, you'll know it's right. Rather than being a place of like, I'm in doubt place or wherever we're going. So we perhaps need a little bit of that there. And, right. Okie. Let's just cut that into 3 piles. We've got the left, we've got the middle, and we've got the right. And I'm going to go for the left for you, Thaler. So let's have a look here. Right. 1, 2, 3. There we go there. So, well, actually, there is a huge... I get a feeling here, this is a little bit like somewhere along the line here, we're going to get a leap of faith. A leap of faith here, because you've got cards here which understandably people, if I'd say about certain cards in the tarot deck, and everybody's scared of the death card and everybody's scared of the tower card and everybody's scared of the devil, and it's, well, why because it's not what the card is, it's the other cards around it, I would say, be the ones which indicate where the change is. Well, you've got one of these cards here. In fact, I'll show it to you. You've got the tower card, which is break down, very much a Uranus thing. Uranus breaking down the old foundation, in which case to move ahead. Now, the thing here is it's interesting here because if you were to make that change, it would be very fast. very fast here. And because your cards here are quite quick, and it's like, okay, I'm going to do it. And it's getting that mindset right to say, I'm going to do it, rather than talking about it. And I'll come back to this in a minute because I have a bit of a philosophy on this. But I can see Guillermo's like, I want to say, I want to say.
So,
Guillermo, go for it.
Phil was saying about your mindset. Your Mercury is about the mind. It's in Aquarius, which is ruled by Uranus. So that makes a lot of sense. It's a very fast, agile mind. And it has no aspects, which means it doesn't talk to any planets, which means it's pure, which means your mind is pure on its own. So the question here is, what is capturing your mind? So there's a south node in Virgo. Remember, south node, the sinkhole, the past, what drains your energy. Virgo is all about, I gotta do, everything has to be right, everything has to be in place, I have to serve, I have to do whatever people think I have to do, I feel guilty if I don't do it. So doing things that way is going to just drain your energy. And the north node is in Pisces, which is, and it's conjunct to your sun. You're a sun in Pisces, and Pisces is all about flow and let go and just do whatever comes up to you in every single, like, now I want to do this, I do this. Now I want to do that, I do that. Your moon is in Scorpio, so it's about recycling. It's 4 degrees away from your Neptune in Sagittarius. There's a lot of imagination. So you're probably good at, let me see, that Mars is on its own too. Interesting. So, no, it's with Neptune, even though it's on its own. So that Mars on its own also has it's a very spontaneous. So for you, it's like, okay, I want to do this, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it. And then you get that Pisces energy in the flow, and you get your mind gets disconnected from that patriarchal mindset that comes from your family. It's like, you got to do. That's crap. It doesn't work anymore. You don't have to do anything. Just do what you feel, and just do what comes up intuitively. Follow that, because that's going to give you all the right keys, and then your mind's going to work. Otherwise, it's trapped by old patriarchal values. So get moving, and Pisces vibrating high is all about being able to, see all the resources and just, okay, this, that, okay, we can do this, we can do that. Either do things recycling, or things that have to do with sustainable values and stuff like that. So be creative in that sense, do stuff in that sense, and that will just, just happen.
Okay. There's the chat I think you talked about earlier on. So classes are live every day for Qigong, twice a week for Tai Chi. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay. Also, to come back to this, I thought there's a very, very interesting point here, Taylor, is that there are. I learned this, and I learned this. I'm still learning this. I think we all learned that. I met a very interesting chap years ago. He's American, and he said to me, he says, very, very successful salesman. And I'm not saying that you're going into sales, but I'm just saying about the way you think. He said there's two types of people out there when it comes to business: those that are interested and those that are committed. And those that are interested, he said, he will probably stay interested for a very long time. But they'll be so interested, it's just interesting. And they talk about it because it's interesting. And they're like, okay, right. So those people may get there in the end, but it may just take them a long time because they just talk about things being interesting. Compared to those people who are committed, and those people who are committed say, all else is everything else. This is what I'm going to do, and this is where I'm going to go for it. And it's not putting all that clutter in the way. And I think when we listen to our key and we open up the key to the heart, it's just all that clutter can just go off somewhere else. It's like leaves blowing off a tree. Let it go. We don't need it. When it comes to the end of the season, that season is changing, and we're refreshing our leaves on the new tree. As a bit of a metaphor, then this is where we're going. But it's interesting, you've got a 2-0 numerology. So you've got your 2 is about the balance and where you're going in your life here. And also here, I think it's also about the 0. The 0 is a karmic 0. This is like, as you say, it is interesting that some planets there have not got aspects to them at all. But what I'd like to say though is that all this energy that we've got there is, you've got the opportunity to do what you like. And it's interesting what Guillermo is saying here, that you've got that energy. What do you want to do with it? What do you want to do with it? It's untapped. It's untapped here, and sometimes don't be afraid to go and use it. So that's what I say.
Oh my God, there's very interesting. I've never seen so many unexpected planets. It's Mercury, it's Venus, and it's Mars. And Venus is in Pisces. So, Venus, North Node, Sun in Pisces. Being alone with yourself, it's very refreshing. So cherish those moments, cultivate those moments daily. And if you live with people, figure out a way of just being alone in a room, in a corner, whatever, every single day, just to connect with your energy, detached from everybody else's, okay?
I don't know why, but it's also got an image of children's books and children's books. So I'd like to say that as well. Okay. Right, okay, as we ordered a bit, we're 11:49 here in Spain, 10:49 in the UK. It must be about, I bet to get a bit warmer now. Yes, it is. It's coming up to about 18 degrees. 18 degrees, yes. Lovely. We've got blue sunshine out here. How are you up there, guys? How are you out there in the rest of the world? I know some of you are different places. But hello to everybody, and a bit of a hoot to you. I think we need to say a bit of a hoot. Thank you very much. And okay, so the producer. I mean, I know you don't see a producer, but I can tell you a lot goes on with the producer here because she is always running around like mad, and also all your information coming through. That's right, and then. That's it, and then we always get these, oh dear. And for those of you who just got up this morning, this is just for you. That's it, good morning. And the nice thing is, there's not many cars out there, you can hear lovely sounds. You can just go for a walk in the countryside, and you'll probably hear this. Isn't that nice? It's refreshing noise there. Okay, Katrina. Okay, you've gone for. You haven't given us. I can't see a question here, but we'll just take this from the top. Rain is drying up. Okay, Katrina, do you have a question there? You could just flag up there for us because I know you're online at the moment. And good strong bone of any show produced. Okay, well, that means good strong backbone of any show producers. Oh yes, definitely. And yes, she's. I've got to tell you here, but these shows run 3 times a week. But the background work the producer does on this here is enormous. And what she's very good at is engaging new people and getting new people talking. It's very good. It's an art to itself here. So although this show looks like it runs like clockwork, it wouldn't run clockwork if it wasn't for the producer. So a big round of applause for the producer, honey. Yeah. Claire says, makes total sense. Thank you very much. Big time. I want to ask there. Right. Okay. Katrina says, I think I asked, am I on the right path? Are you on the right path? Let's have a little look. Okay. Well, you've gone yellow, purple for your colours here. And love your energy. I just think you're a bag of fun. Here. I just think you're great energy there. So let's have a little look here. You're born on 16th of the 3rd, 1962. You're still young, very, very young. And your numbers actually come down to a 10. A 10 here. So the 10's an interesting energy here because the 1 is very much about here being yourself here. But it's also here, 10's always very busy people, especially in the early part of their life. They've got to get, it's almost like in their karmic pathway here, they've got to do this, and this. So much to do. But then suddenly you get the opportunity here for a gap which goes on for a long time. And that gap goes a long time. It's probably one of these periods you're coming into now, which says, am I on the right path? Because sometimes there's not so much perhaps going on compared to what you used to do when you're younger. And but your 1 here is about saying here, if this feels right, do it. If this resonates from there, do it. We are learning to shift from there to there. That's what we're learning.
Exactly.
That's what we're learning here. Oh, here we go. Guillermo's itching to get in here again. Just itching to just get Katrina's chart there on the go. And I'll come back and do the tarot for you in a little while here. But fabulous.
Yeah. So guess what? So Katrina has, just like Tyla had, she's a Pisces. And as Tyla, she has, in this case, it's Mercury, Mars, and Chiron in Pisces too. So a lot of Pisces energy. And also the North Node is also in Leo, like Kyla, so it's the same thing there. So, I mean, as a Pisces, Pisces have to really get their act moving because you've got so much potential, but if you stay stuck looking at the past, that North Node in Aquarius, like, what's everybody else doing? What's the matter with them? You know, Pisces is so compassionate. Oh, but these people are suffering. I feel bad for them. You know, it's like, forget it. That's going to distract you a lot. Like, don't get mixed up with that. You know, a Mercury in Pisces can't permit themselves the luxury to be even looking at anything that doesn't suit you. You have to be really mindful about the energies that you're feeling and that are surrounding you. So you nurture with Mercury and Pisces, you nurture yourself from everything that is around you, from like the vibes around you, what you think, what you're eating. So be very mindful of the kind of energies you're putting inside your body, because that's what you're going to resonate like. And if you resonate like the past, you're going to get stuck in the past, and you don't want to do that. You want to be Leo. You want to be you want to shine. And like Phil was saying, go down from the mind to the heart. If I'm Mercury and Pisces, if I'm in the mind, like I'm absorbing everybody else's mindset, and it's like, oh my God, I'm worried. Oh my God, I'm preoccupied. Oh my God, I'm fearful. Oh my God, look at these people. And you're going to get lost. So just by the fact that you're asking the question if you're on the right path, which means that you're in the mind, because the mind doubts. That's what it's made for. Oh, is this that or this the other thing? The heart doesn't doubt. That's what it's made for. This is what I want. This is what I know. So please, like Phil said, down to the heart. Feel your way through things. Don't think, and be mindful of what you're absorbing.
It's interesting there about the Leo there, because you're holding on to something yellow in front of you, whatever that is. I can't quite make that out, if it's a balloon or something but you've got that lovely smile on your face there, and that lovely cheeky grin and that lovely smiley face. And I think that's absolutely beautiful. So I think that terrific. And I would say here too, but even let's head to the tarot cards here. I think it's a mighty thing at the moment. I think everybody's experiencing this. And I know we had a conversation back in January, and sorry, just dropped my cards in. Sorry. An interesting conversation that we both had, Gima, back in January. I'm dressed as a little Miss Sunshine. Of course you are. That's your Leo bit. Of course you are. Yes, you shine like a bit of sunshine. Yes, just like today, nice and sunny.
And that's the idea, you know, Little Miss Sunshine. I just believed that she could do it, and she did it.
Yes.
That's the idea.
Yes, I think so too. So are you on the right path here? So let's get into the heart. If we're thinking through the heart, and we go, cards there, I'm going to go for the left. Let's have a little look here. And your cards this morning are saying, wow. Who is the teacher? Who is the master? It is you, the High Priestess. High Priestess here. It's learning to enhance this power here. And for all that you're going through, now and where you're going through in your life here, I think that you've got enormous potential if you listen to that spiritual self and just listen from there, work from there. We're using the key now to unlock this one and open this one, or to reverse the polarity. And because once upon a time the energy was going like this, now it's going like this. It's different, and some people are just finding here this is easy to relate to, and some people are finding it very difficult. But what I was going to say there, though, is isn't your life just changing? And sometimes here we're on the right. If you say we're on the right path, well, the path is taking you in the right direction. Lovely. You're fortunate. Now, we had a conversation here. We said that how interesting this is here this year for spirituality, and how we can open ourselves up, because both Pluto and Neptune are doing roughly the same thing in the charts. They're both going forwards, and they both come back the same direction, and they both move forwards, and they're both in this synchronicity going to this particular time period. So Pluto about transition, about changing our lives here. Neptune about spirituality, dreams, listening to our dreams here, where we can go. Is there anything else you'd like to add to that there, Kirma?
No, basically that there's some like karmic stuff back down there, because there's a lot of oppositions, and there's the moon in Cancer. So there's stuff that's weighing you down. But with moon in Cancer, normally Cancer is associated to love, but I disagree. I think it's associated to hatred, because Moon in Cancer, it's all about protection. But what am I protecting from? Something I think is bad. So we really have to understand the emotion or the energy of hatred, what it's for. It's actually a good thing. It's not a good thing when you kill somebody based on that, but if you understand it's just asking yourself to create your own space, then connect with your hatred, with that feeling that you might have inside, and that what you might know you do have inside a lot, and realize that that is helping you to define where you don't belong anymore and where you have to create your own space and connect with you as someone different to that other space, place, person, which represents an old aspect of yours, which is karmic, and you want to let go of that.
Lovely. I think as I was, yes, interesting there. What I'd also like to say though is we're having a conversation back in January around a dinner table, a lovely place called Trebus. Trebus, eating vegan food, absolutely fabulous. The chef there is actually, there used to be a chef for Paul McCartney and also for Pink, the rock singer Pink. So the food is just astronomically beautiful. Anyway, we had a conversation there about Neptune and Pluto, and it's very interesting because it is about, so related to all of us this morning and everywhere around the world, how we're transitioning through this change, but listening to our dreams and listening to our hearts. Neptune here is the higher octave of Venus. We sometimes get disillusioned by it, because I think people are thinking, oh, that's it, because it's Neptune, you're going to lose everything. No, not necessarily. You can gain something beautiful.
You can, because, I mean, as Phil was saying, Neptune and Pluto are traveling together. Pluto's orbit is twice as long as Neptune. It intersects that of Neptune. So for 100 years, they travel together. And we're right in the middle of that. And Neptune is dreams, illusions. And Pluto is power. So depending on if your power is within you or without you, if your power is without you, then Neptune is sacrifice. It's dreams that blow up. It's disillusions. But if you own your power, then that power fuels those Neptunian dreams, and we can actually create with our imagination whatever reality we want. So it just depends where you place your power: inside, outside, mind, heart. Mind is outside, heart is inside. That's it.
Isn't that lovely? Isn't that lovely? Outside, inside. We need to listen inside. There you go. There's the key. There's a key. So, well, here we are. We're on 12:01 now. We're just coming to the end of the show. And Deborah, the producer, says thank you to everyone. If you did not have a reader this time, then please join us for the next show. And she says goodbye with a kiss. And let's give a little bit of a to you all to say thank you very much for joining us this morning. Hope you enjoyed the show. Guillermo and myself will be on next Wednesday, always the same time. And if you would like a reading, there, send your details before. This probably guarantees more the ability that we can get round to you. And we here for you guys. If you've got any questions at all, just send them on in here. And just coming back to that very quickly there, I've just seen a message from Jay. She says, I'm having, just to quickly answer this, I'm having a lot of clear dreams about the past of an ex. Is this karmic? Well, probably dreams are. I mean, it's a clarity, isn't it? You're releasing stuff. Neptune is all these dreams are releasing in change. And but a lot now is going to start coming up in May. We'd love to hear your stories about how you're feeling about May, because May is a bit of a turning point again. I wouldn't say a turning point, actually, a bit of a change in energy. And it'd be interesting to see how we're all going here. But one thing I'd say to you here is, I think that if you're worried about where your destination is, if you're worried about what it is you're trying to do to get there, you know your dream, you know what it is you want here. But if you imagine a beautiful, beautiful secluded beach as your dream, the road to that beach is never a clear one. Never.
It's always like that.
It's always like that. Yes.
Every bend brings up something beautiful.
Yes, there is. So sometimes here, don't always think, if it always was all easy paths, we'd never become humble. But once you got to that beautiful beach, you look back and say, my goodness, I did it. I got to this beautiful secluded beach. This is the treasure you've been looking for. I'm just relating to a beach as a metaphor, but the path to a beautiful beach is never smooth. Never. Gilmar, thank you so much. Please give a love to everybody over at your neck of the woods. And the producer and I here send loads of love over to you. But thank you very much for joining us this morning. And wish you guys out there a wonderful day, whatever you're up to. And spread the love and feel through your heart.
Yes. Thank you, Phil. Thank you, Debbie. And thank you, everybody, for watching us now and in the future.
Thank you very much indeed. You take care, everybody. Cheerio. Bye-bye.
Bye.